How are you, sir?
I'm very good, thank you.
So, hello everybody. My name is Syaheed. I'm the head of artist services at Believe, but I also wear a different hat, which is the chairman of the Singapore Music Society. And I've got two very special people here from the Singapore music industry that's going to join me on stage. So please welcome Chua from Zendyll and RRILEY. Hello. Come, have a seat. Okay. So we have 15 minutes to talk shop, and I like to always kind of start very simply. Maybe we'll just do a very quick TLDR, quick introduction about yourself, and we'll start with the ladies first.
Okay, what's up everybody? My name is RRILEY, and I'm a musician from Singapore. Woo!
And John?
Hey guys, my name is John. I'm also a musician from Singapore, and I founded this company called Zendyll Music. And I think we'll be talking a little bit more about that later.
So these two people are very, very, I think humble. They've made their introductions very, very short. They are very much more multi-hyphenate. They're doing a whole bunch of different things. But let's kind of dig into that. And let's talk first about Zendyll. Can you kind of give me, again, a deeper rundown? What is Zendyll? What is it doing? What's it all about?
Zendyll is a music agency based out of Singapore. We do A&R services, production services, commercial services, and we have a recording studios here in Singapore. And we've got a bar in our studio, so whoever's here and want to visit us, get a drink, please do.
So let's dig into that. You describe it as a music agency, not a music management company, not a recording label per se. Why music agency? What does it actually mean?
I think with RRILEY and I, for those of you who don't know, we are in a band together for the last 10 years, called the Sam Willows, and I think more often than not, the four of us, we really worked on our projects together as the artists. We would creative direct, we would video direct, we would produce it, we would look for sponsors, pretty much handling a lot of the back end on our own, working with of course our management labels back then. But for us at Zandal right now, is trying to take that and elevate it, and offer these services to artists who are also not signed, who are up and coming, and providing a home for songwriters, producers, video directors, anything just in the back end process. We try to create content and ship it to our commercial partners as well, to do things maybe a little bit differently from what we're used to, but at the same time creating a community around that.
Okay, so part of this community is of course Sandra. Sandra's joined the wider Zendyll family under 465, a JV project that you have, right? Sandra, can you tell me a little bit more about what you're working on right now? And congrats, by the way, on your single that was released on Friday.
Thank you. So yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've released anything original. So just recently. Oh, what day? I don't even know what day it is, to be honest. We just released a new single, You Should Have Said. So please go check it out. Music video is coming out soon. So yeah, we're actually working on a lot of new music, new content, new music videos. It's pretty exciting.
So a lot of the interviews that you've gone through, you've said it time and time again, that the music that you create, that you write, and a lot of it is your own creative vision. How do you manage to kind of carry through that creative vision through whether it was the record labels that you were with or even today? What was that like? What is empowering pop?
Ooh, personally, I'm a person that likes to be involved in the things that I create. I mean, like you mentioned, so I really like to put myself into my music, into my work, into my art. And I guess the cons to that is that I get overly invested. So sometimes it's very difficult to delegate, the work, especially because at the level that we're doing now, the production is bigger for sure. And I've been also used to working on it on my own, and also it's quite a small team, but also it really does require a village, and a very competent village, per se. But yeah, what was the question again?
Yeah, so no, actually that's exactly what I want to go into. You mentioned about, you having to build your team now. Okay, so I was very curious because a lot of artists that have their own creative vision today have to build that team, and I think a lot of the artists that are hopefully watching or in the crowd, I think it's important for them to understand what the power of that team. How do you construct that team around you? What's important to you to be able to carry out that vision?
Okay, so like John mentioned, we've been in the music industry for about 10 years now, and we started from scratch on our own, and I think that has kind of carried throughout the years as well. We tend to make things happen, like we are always in front, fighting the war in front, you know. Okay, not war, but the team is so important, and that has been my biggest takeaway over all these years, because I may have the vision, I may have the creatives and whatnot, but if I don't have a team, it's very difficult for me to execute a lot of things at a certain timeline. I mean, maybe it will take me like 3 years to like, you know, put out a song, but I think what's really important is the people that you vibe with and that vibes with you. When I say vibe, I mean that understands you, that makes you a better artist, because it's so important to work with people that not just understands the music business, but knows you as an artist and wants the best for you, because that's so important, because it's not gonna always be easy, and there's always gonna be ups and downs, and when things get tough, you need those people to stand by you. And because as an artist, I mean, we're all very emotional creatures, so we go through a lot of self-doubt and stuff like that, you know, through our music, and we're just like sometimes very sad, and sometimes we don't believe in ourselves, and that's why it's so important to have a team that says, no, we believe in you, we believe in your work, and we're here for you. That's like the most important thing, because as an artist, we're so like turbulent, you know?
And when you say team that believes in you, you know, and John mentioned that, you know, it's like a village. You said it's like a village as well. Who are the key people, you know, like if you have to start from scratch? Obviously, you've been 10 years, 15 years in the game doing it, whether as a band or otherwise, but who are those key individuals or key role players within your team that you think, you know, a new artist that's starting to kind of come about requires?
I guess speaking as an artist who likes to be very hands-on, the key people that I would have in my team, first of all, is the manager. Will be like a day-to-day one, because I'm a procrastinator and it's very hard to get stuff done. And things slip off my mind. So it's important to just have someone, like I know what I need to do, but doing it is a different question. It's a whole different question. So having a day-to-day manager is very important to help you get those things done. You know, even just a reminder to post things on your socials and stuff like that. And then having a manager that someone that has like foresight, because I think as an artist, when we create, we tend to be in the now. I think that's very important, to be in the moment, to create things in the now. But you have a vision, but sometimes that can be a little blurry. And when it comes to making in the like music business, I mean, I do believe that it is 49% art and 59% business. Nope, that math is wrong. It is 49.
It's 110. It's 110 of something. Yeah,
We can count up to 4.
It's never equal to 100% for sure. It's always 110% or something.
Yes. Okay. So it's 49% music, art, and 51% business. Yes. Thank you very much, everybody. But yeah, so it is important to have someone that is more hands-on on the business side of things, to say that, okay, no, yes, I understand your artistry, but I believe that this might be better, but still having your artistry in mind. That's really, really important.
Cool. And so, John, you have the opposite side, right? Because you work with artists. Being an artist yourself, I think you have a lot of empathy towards the artistic process. But you said yourself, you're building a community within Zandal. What is that community? What does it look like? What does that mean?
I think for me personally, I got inspired a lot actually during our travels. You know, we've been to the US, we've been to Sweden, we've been to Thailand, Malaysia, and we see how some of the communities work there. You know, I think I remember being in Indonesia once, and you know, it was a music festival, and in the artist room, you know, all the Indonesian artists were gathered together, and you know, regardless of genre, regardless of age, regardless of skin color, you know, everyone was just together, you know, and I felt that togetherness there, you know, that personally I feel like in Singapore it's not as tight-knit yet, you know, so I always felt very inspired by that, and I wanted to create that at Zandal, you know, which is why, you know, despite being a management label, a production house, you know, we still keep our doors open to anybody and everybody, because, you know, I think when you want to create something, putting two people in the studio, magic happens that way, and sometimes, I feel like I'm fortunate enough to be in the room and to be able to witness that. And sometimes the best music that I hear actually come out from things like that. So I've always felt that, yeah, that's a community that we want to create, taking the music back into an art form rather than just a form of business. So in that case, I guess it's 51% art and 49% business.
Balance.
Okay. So it's interesting, right? Because the artist said it was 51% business, and then the business guy said that it was 51% artist. Okay. So, but I think you touch on an interesting point that maybe is very specific to Singapore. What is the Singapore challenge? What is the Singapore music challenge?
Oh, it's money. It's just money, guys. Like, if we had more investments coming in, we have bigger venues, we have bigger mid-sized venues, there's more money moving around in the industry, brands are willing to spend, venues are willing to collaborate, artists are willing to sell tickets, to bring their audience in, consumers are willing to spend, I think we would grow a lot quicker. I think COVID-19 has kind of stopped that a little bit because live music still isn't really back yet. Shout out STB. But I feel like it will come back definitely. And when it comes back, all these, all the government bodies, all the brands, they have to realize that this is going to be the future. Investing in the creative art form. I mean, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew said before, our biggest resource is the people. And I think people create, people entertain, and people would love to basically witness that, and yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I am very excited for next year. I'm very excited for 2023.
So you said that money is one of the biggest challenges that everybody has, funding in particular. How did you overcome that? Are you minted in gold, therefore things are much easier for you, or how did you figure that part out?
I think I'm very lucky to have a lot of great mentors and a lot of great people that have supported me in my career. I'm working with Universal Music right now. They're very, very supportive. Previously with all the other labels, Sony Music, I think everyone has this passion and this love for music. For me personally, I think it was, at the point of time where I started making money, was always investing back into myself, investing back into the company, and now having the ability to invest in other artists as well, at a much smaller scale, but hopefully that would grow over time.
And for you, Sandra, was it similar to you as well? Obviously you've reinvested in your career time and time again. If you actually, expanded it out, you've become a songwriter, an artist, a creator even. How much of that how do you balance all three to make it work within, who RRILEY is?
Yeah, so, I mean, like what John said, money, right? You need money to do things. And I mean, speaking for myself, and I also know for John, we didn't grow up with a silver spoon in our mouth. So we really had to really, really hustle to make it work. And like every cent that we made or we invested, I think we either came up with that or we went to look for it, but no one gave us the money, So I think it is possible, because we always have this mindset in Singapore that, okay, you have to be rich before you can make it work, because it's so niche, it's not a legit form of employment. I guess we're not exactly employed, but yeah, so I think it's important to diversify yourself. So as an artist, not only do I create music, but I do love creating content. But maybe that's just me personally, but I do enjoy creating content. And I think music is just one thing, but like you said, I guess it's wow, my brain is multi-hyphenate in the way that you have to be able to do different things. And I think if you get trapped in that and you box yourself that, no, this is the only thing I can do, then you're just limiting yourself. But I think that we're all capable to do more things. And like what John said as well, we have been investing, I've also been investing whatever that we've earned. Even when we were together as a band, so obviously we'll split 4 ways because it's 4 of us, but we made a commitment to put in, was it 20 or was it 10? okay, it was either 10 or 20%, we would take it out and we'll put it back into the band. Like, we don't even touch that money at all, and it has always gone back. And even the money that we've taken, we also just give it back. And I mean, my philosophy with money is that money is can earn one. I guess that's a Singaporean way of putting it, but I do believe that you do what you need to do when you need to do it, so that you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. So sometimes it's going to be difficult, the choices that you make. You don't want to wake up, you don't want to have to do these things, but you just do it anyway, and then the time will come where the money will be like a byproduct in a way. Yeah, so my focus is never to, okay, let's make money, but it's let's make good art, and then the money will come.
All right. So we are given the signal that we are out of time, but I don't know if 15 minutes goes by really quickly. We had this 15-minute conversation in the car 2 days ago, and it was like, oh, it's going to go quickly as well. So is there any quick question before I hand it off? Yes. I see a hand waving wildly in the back over there.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, guys. My name is Zephyr, and the three people on stage right now really motivated me in my music journey. So I thought I'd just ask you guys a question. So, you know, Sandra, we have a sort of similar background. Like, my parents came here with 800 bucks in their pocket. So my question is, when you say, do what you need to do when you need to do it, so that you can do what you want to do when you want to do it, what exactly are you talking about for an artist? Are you talking about things like being a full-time creative? Because I've done that before. And is that all the acting, the brand gigs, the so on and so forth? Or are you talking about getting a day job and then doing music at night? Which I've also done. I've tried both. Both have their ups and downs. Yeah, what would you recommend for someone who is quite crazy and quite creative and can't stop writing songs, but has no one to sell them to yet?
Look for people to sell them to and sell those songs. I mean, if you ask me, I don't believe there is a cookie cutter type of solution. We're all very, very different. And I think that's also why it's so amazing that the way that we have grown in Singapore, because we are kind of paving the way ourselves, you know? Like, there isn't a, okay, this is exactly the way we should go because many people have done it this way, let's just follow it, and it's just a sure win. We don't have that, so we kind of have to figure it out on our own. And I say that the do what you need to do will be very different because everyone has different circumstances, right? So, I mean, I believe in two things very, very strongly, and one of it is the law of attraction. So whatever you think about is going to happen. Like, what kind of energy, what kind of thoughts you put into your mind, and you put it out into the universe, it will happen. And I promise you that if you truly 100% believe it will happen, it will happen. And the other thing is law of averages. So not so idealistic now, so more practical. Law of averages is basically, okay, if I have 10, do we have time for this?
We actually are running out of time.
Okay, so anyway, law of averages in short is just, the more you do, the higher chance that you will get there, right? So, I mean, and everybody has a certain number. So if I have to write 5 songs to get 1 sold, that means if I want to sell 10 songs, then I have to write 50. So it's kind of like that. So don't be disappointed if things don't go your way, but just look at pure numbers, and then maybe that might make a little bit more sense. And just don't give up.
Cool. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, John. On that note, we're going to end this session, and I'm going to hand it back to Jasper. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.